Hello, good afternoon. We're live. We're live again. Good afternoon. I hope you can read my screen. I feel like the words are a little laid out. I wanted to share my screen with you guys. Let me see if I can zoom in some more and then have you in my screen. Okay, I think we can work with this. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, guys. So today I'm going to be giving you guys the scoop on the rescission of Presidential Proclamation 114. That simply is the instructions on, the visa, instructions on the visa, the people who have immigrant visas. So we're going to be going according to, what the proclamation states and what you should do practically if you have an immigrant visa. I'm going to be going into about 8 areas. So please stick with me. I'm sorry, my phone office line keeps ringing, but please just stay focused and let's get into it. Today, I don't know. I can't see any comments. I don't know if it's because there are no comments, but I'm trying to share my screen so that you guys will see what the deal is. So I'm actually on the U.S. government's website, and this is the breakdown of what people should actually do if they have immigrant visas. So we're going to be starting with the first one. Okay, these are the instructions, and this was released just last Thursday. So former President Trump stopped people. He suspended the entry of immigrants into the US. So he stopped everybody from coming into the US because according to him, he didn't want the immigrants or foreigners or people who lived abroad to come during the pandemic and then take jobs away from the US nationals or the people here. And so that was the basis of President Trump actually suspending the entry of immigrants because he felt that they presented a risk to the US labor market, especially because of the coronavirus. Okay, so here we're going to be starting with the first category of people. So these are the instructions for immigrant visa applicants. So there are two types of visa applicants. We have the immigrants and we have the non-immigrants. The immigrant visa applicants are the people who are seeking to migrate from their home country to come and live here in the US permanently to live and work here in the US. The non-immigrants, so when we say the immigrants, we're talking about, immigrant visas. We're talking about people with, spouses here. Maybe the person has a husband or a wife here in the US. Their spouses have filed for them to come join them. Those are the immigrant visas. And so you can have CR1, for example, and that's for somebody who's married and is coming here to live permanently. So that is the immigrant type of visa. And then we have the non-immigrant type of visa. That's the B1, B2. The non-immigrant type of visa is different from the immigrant type. The non-immigrant means that you're just leaving your home country and you're coming here temporarily. You're just coming as a tourist or to come visit family, or you're coming for a party or coming for a conference or whatever. So but then we have two types of visas: immigrants and non-immigrants. Immigrants means you're coming to live in the US as part of the US, as part of the US. You're coming to live here as somebody who lives and works and does everything here. You're becoming a resident. But non-immigrants means your permanent home is abroad and you're just coming to the US temporarily. Okay, guys, so that is the distinction between the non-immigrants and the immigrant types of visas. And so here are the instructions that have been given for immigrant visa applicants. So in fact, the suspension of, that's a presidential proclamation 10014, was for people who were coming, let's say from Ghana or Nigeria or Liberia or wherever, and they were packing their bags and moving to the US forever in simple terms. Okay, so these were the people that were stopped by former President Trump from coming. He suspended them because he felt like, why should you leave your country and come to our country and come and, struggle with us over jobs because of the coronavirus? So we're going to be looking at the instructions for the immigrant visa applicants. So the first one is this: not yet interviewed. So if you had an immigrant visa and you had not yet been interviewed or scheduled for an interview, they are going to process you according to the existing phased resumption of visa services framework. What this simply means, don't panic. What this simply means is that they have put out a system, that is the consulates, the U.S. embassies around the world. They have put out a system where they are going to be continuing to observe all the COVID protocols, and then gradually they will be opening up they're going to be resuming visa services gradually at a very slow pace according to a framework that they have developed. And so they're going to be using a formula. We don't have what the formula is, but for example, they might be starting, if you're going to be going according to a framework, somebody might say, I'm going to according to an alphabetical framework. So I'm starting with people whose names begin with A, whose last names begin with A, for instance, okay? So that is how they're going to, so that's just an example, but the people who have not yet been interviewed, who are immigrant visa applicants, and those who have not yet been scheduled for an interview, they will have their applications processed according to the existing framework. Okay, according to the they're going to resume visa services according to the framework that they have established to be able to cater to everybody. So if you have an immigrant visa application and you haven't been interviewed or you haven't been scheduled, don't worry, relax. They're going to get in touch with you. They're going to process your application. It's going to be a gradual process, but it's going to happen. So keep your ears on the ground and then stay tuned. Rina Biden says, bonsoir, ma question, celle si nous les gagnants 2020, dans l'année 2020, nous sommes déjà programmés aux ambassades. On dit quoi? Okay, we will respond to your questions very soon. Thank you so much, Rina, for joining. Merci d'être ici avec nous. And let's see, Robert, good morning from San Diego, California. Hello, Robert. You are very welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for joining. Let's get back into it. I'm here to break down the laws as we have. Let me just scroll up. And then we're done with the not yet interviewed. Okay, so now we're moving to those who have been previously refused. Okay, guys, those who have been previously refused. So if immigrant visa applicants whose petitions remain valid, who were previously interviewed but refused due to the proclamation, should wait for instructions from the U.S. embassy or consulate where they were interviewed. And so there were immigrants whose visa applications were refused. They were interviewed, okay? They were interviewed properly, but their petitions were refused. And so if your petition has been refused, wait for instructions. However, the caveat is that your petition must remain valid. Okay, so your petition must remain valid. And so, for example, if you are married to a U.S. citizen husband, and based on that, your U.S. citizen husband filed for you, and then you went for an interview and you were refused because President Trump put a ban on immigrant visas, then wait for instructions from the U.S. embassy. They're going to call you guys back for an interview. Your petition remains valid because you're still married to your husband. However, when they say your petition doesn't remain valid, they're talking about, for example, people who have applied and you applied based on marriage and the marriage no longer exists. Is your petition valid? Your petition may no longer be valid because you filed the petition based on the fact that you're married to your U.S. citizen husband, and then something has happened, and then he says, "Look, we're divorcing. You're no more you're no more my wife." Your petition is no longer valid because you're no longer the wife of a U.S. citizen. You're now the ex-wife, and there's currently no, nothing that will help you to come to the U.S. So if you have been previously refused, guys, you need to wait for instructions. Keep your eyes on your emails or whatever, your phones. Wait for instructions from the U.S. Embassy or consulate where you were interviewed, and they're going to attend to you. They're going to give you additional information if you were refused because of ex-President Trump's instructions. Okay, now we're going straight to the DV Diversity Visa 2020 applicants. Okay, we're going straight to the DV visa. Those holding diversity visa issued 2020 that are still valid may seek entry to the US immediately despite the visa annotation entry subject to PP10014. What this simply means is that if you had a DV visa that was issued in 2020 and the visa was valid, however, it was marked and said subject to PP, the PP10014 was the one that refused you entry. So even though you have the DV visa, they've marked it, you're subject to President Trump's ban. Ignore that visa annotation, ignore it, and you can still seek entry to the US immediately. That's the instruction, guys. You need to seek entry into the US immediately. Okay, immediately. Listen to this carefully. You need to seek entry immediately. Okay, so individuals whose DV 2020 visas have expired may not be issued replacement. So if your visa has expired, you cannot be issued with a replacement. However, if you received a DV visa in 2020 as a result of the court case Gomez versus Trump, you may travel to the US on an expired visa, okay? Because what the court has done is that they've ordered the government to treat the visas that have expired as though they were issued on the date the PP10014 was rescinded. Guys, are you following me? So the point is that if you were issued, if your visa has expired, okay, if you have a DV 2020 visa which is expired, they are not going to issue you with a replacement visa. However, if you received your DV visa in 2020 as a result of a court order, some people were in a class action. The case was Gomez versus Trump. You may travel on that expired visa if you are under the Gomez versus Trump category, and they're going to treat your visa as though it were issued on February 24th, 2021. That's the date on which the proclamation was rescinded, the ban was rescinded. Guys, contact me if you are in any of these categories, and then I can help you with trying to identify which category you are in and what instructions you need to follow, because if you fail to follow these instructions, you're going to miss your chance. As you know, you're going to miss your chance. So please follow this very carefully. These are very important instructions, and that you need to follow so that you don't give up on your American dream. Okay, guys. All right. So let's continue. They issue a caveat that the court in Gomez versus Trump has not specified how long the visas would be considered valid. Okay. And here is the very important thing I want you guys to note. Let's scroll a little bit up. Let's scroll a little bit up and look at this very important part. So the court hasn't stated how long these visas would remain valid, would be considered valid, but it's possible that the court order could be changed or modified in some important respect. They may come out by next week and say, everybody halt. If you were granted a DV visa 2020 and it's expired, unfortunately, you're no longer allowed entry into the United States. Okay, so what the policy on the US government website, or the instructions are saying, is that those applicants who wish to benefit from the order are encouraged to travel as soon as practicable, as the order could change. Guys, this is your opportunity. If you were issued with a visa 2020 for the DV lottery 2020, even though it's expired, and if you find yourself under the class of Gomez versus Trump, it will be interpreted as though your visa were issued on February 24th, 2021, and you have to travel as soon as practicable because the order could change. This is not permanent. So guys, I've brought this to your attention. Travel as soon as possible if you find yourself under one of these categories, okay? Also, the Secretary of State has granted a national interest exception for DV visa applicants for the 2020 year who hold a valid immigrant visa and are subject to the geographic COVID-19 proclamation. So the COVID-19 geographic proclamation, we will get to it, but it concerns a number of countries, 26 Schengen countries like, Italy, Netherlands, France, as well as China, the UK, South Africa, some countries where President Trump has put a ban on. He did it, and if you were coming, we'll get there, but essentially 14 days before, if you were there 14 days before entering the US, you would not be allowed to come into the US because of the geographic COVID-19 ban. But we'll get there. I'll go a little bit more into that detail. So what they're saying is that there's a national interest exception for DV applicants for the 2020 DV 2020 who have a valid immigrant visa and are subject to the geographic COVID-19 ban. So note that, guys. Let's see. So they're saying also that the diversity visa applicants for DV 2020 who were not issued with visas, unfortunately, before September 30th, 2020, for any reason, including PP 10014, will not be interviewed, they will not be scheduled or reconsidered for visas, because those people, the DV 2020, I'm sorry, I'm just getting a lot of beeps from my computer and my emails. I have to be hurrying up. This is getting long. Okay, so you will not be reconsidered for the visa because those applicants were only eligible for issuance of a visa through the end of the 2020 fiscal year, which ended September 30th, 2020, unfortunately. So that is the unfortunate news for those categories of people. Frank, thank you so much for coming. Frank Daku Jenfi says, keep it up. Thank you so much. Thank you for your words of encouragement, guys. I hope you guys are following everything I'm doing. I'm doing it for you because I get hundreds of messages, everybody trying to get, free legal advice. Unfortunately, I don't give free legal advice. This is my way of paying back. I give free legal information so that I can help hundreds of people at the same time to benefit from my from what I'm doing. Okay, so we are going straight to the next category, diversity visa 2021 applicants. So the DV applicants DV 2021, they should wait to be notified of the scheduling of an interview according to, as I said, the phased resumption of visa services framework. So if you have if you're an applicant of the DV 2021, keep your ears again on the ground, keep your eyes open. When you're sleeping, don't sleep too deeply. Be alert, wait, and be notified of scheduling of interview. The interviews are going to be scheduled according to the phased resumption of visa services framework. So it's going to be scheduled gradually. They're going to be going according to a framework. So relax. Your time will come. Just keep calm, and then they will attend to you. Okay, guys. Oh my goodness. I am doing a live video now. My phones are blowing up. I may have to leave very soon. And then, okay, so we have the geographic COVID-19 restrictions is still in effect. I won't go into details that much, but some countries are the geographic thing is that some countries, it suspended entry into the US for foreign nationals who have been physically present in certain countries in the 14-day period before they're trying to seek entry into the US. It remains in effect, but this does not apply to applicants who are spouses or children of U.S. citizens, as well as spouses and minor children of LPRs. They are categorized as the F2As, okay? So they are accepted from the geographic COVID-19 visa ban. I mean, entry ban. They are not allowed to come into the US if they have been in those countries 14 days before trying to come into the US. Okay, so we are going to the last bit of the rules, and okay. Another thing to note also is that those on K1 fiancé non-immigrant visas are subject to the geographic COVID-19 presidential proclamations. So they are not allowed to come into the US if they've been physically present in China, Iran, Schengen area, the UK, Ireland, Brazil, South Africa, 14 days before seeking entry to the US. The geographic COVID-19 restrictions ban is still in effect, guys. So please take note of this. If you're a K1 fiancé visa, this applies to you. If you're a spouse of a US citizen, this does not apply to you. You are allowed to come in, even though you find yourself in the COVID-19 geographic areas, okay? Finally, we're on the last part. So guys, pay attention. We have a couple of minutes and then we end. So you're welcome, everyone. So resumption of all visa services. So they are resuming routine visa services on a post-by-post basis, following State Department guidance to simply return their workforce, to work. And so the US embassies and consulates will continue to provide emergency and mission critical services. Okay. So as post-specific conditions improve, the embassies and consulates will begin to provide additional services and will resume routine visa services completely as soon as it's safe to do so. So they're looking out, guys, for the public and also for their workforce. So the all applicants should continue to check the website of the nearest US embassy or consulate for updates on what visa services are currently available. Keep your eyes on the US embassy websites near you. If you need any type of help with trying to figure out what's happening with your situation, please book a consultation with me. And it's a paid consultation. It's my special time with you, and I will make sure that we go through what's happening, and then I will tell you exactly what steps you need to take to be able to take advantage of whatever opportunity you have to come here to the US to pursue your American dream also, or to join your family, or to reunite with your family. All right, guys. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this live video. I tried to break down the rescission of the presidential proclamation to you. We've covered everything that the alert stated. I've explained it. If you have any questions, let me see if this is something I can quickly answer. If not, you'll have to get in touch. What happens in the case of someone who applies for B1, B2 extension while in the US, but the response comes in 4 months late? Oh, the extension is approved, but the response comes in 4 months late. Hello, Ophelia, you're very welcome. Where is this applicant? Is the applicant still here in the US? The extension approval has come in late, but where are they? Are they here in the US, or they have left the shores of the United States? Are they back in their home country? If they're back in their home country, well, you have to, I have to ask some more questions to be able to help you with this specific query. Please call my office. And there are things I should, yes, you're still in the US. Well, I still would have to take a look at what the, when you're doing an extension, that's a I-539, I will need to take a look at what you stated, what the reasons were, and the conditions surrounding the request for extending, attempting to extend your stay, and then look at what the approval also states, and then I'll be able to assist you. Okay, so please contact me on 240-801-7288. This is not something I can answer here and now. It will be my special time with you. I will it's an effective paid consultation, so don't worry about that. You will leave with a solution to your legal issue. All right, guys, I have enjoyed coming your way again. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to bring you some more U.S. immigration law issues and discussions, and I will see you again soon. All right, take care and bye-bye.